Hey, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. Today we're going to be doing the full playthrough for the game Belfort, which is a pretty simple worker placement game with a ton of area majority stuff being sprinkled out everywhere. The theme is we're going to be rebuilding the town of Belfort, so the cards in our hands are buildings, and when we build them we're going to be putting tokens out there to score area majority. And the king's going to give us the key to the city, yada yada, doesn't really matter. It's a euro, most points is going to win the game. Alright. So let's get started, but before we do, three things like usual. Please like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel. That would be amazing. Let's go. Alright, welcome to the Belfort playthrough. So if you've never played, follow along. This is going to be a three-player game. I'm going to play red against blue and yellow. I'm going to be first player. Let's give a quick view of my player board area. There's going to be resources at the bottom here. I have my workers here. Normally you put them here, but to save on table space I'm going to be building my buildings here. And then there's my area majority markers that you'll see when they go on the game board. And I am first player because I have the first player crest here. Alright, so like I said at the beginning, this is a worker placement game, and wherever you see these planks of wood are worker placement spots. So there's not that many spaces to place your workers. A lot of the workers are spent getting resources after you pass. And I'll show you how that mechanism works because it's pretty awesome. Alright, so as my first move, I think, it's a general consensus in this game that getting more workers is great, and I'm not going to lie, it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my dwarves here, and I'm going to put it on this worker placement spot. So this worker placement spot, what allows me to do is collect one elf, let me show you, one elf, dwarf, or gnome from the supply. So before I forget, that is going to cost me 1 gold because there's a gold printed on the board there. So I'm going to take one of my gold pieces and toss it up. Now, in this game, you never collect anything when you place your worker. Never, 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 never. Okay? You only pay. Alright? In phase 3 and 4, that's when we're going to do our actions, and collection, that's when we're going to activate everything. Okay? So this is phase 2, and that's just placement. It's the placement phase. Okay? Next, we're going to go to blue. And I think blue is going to actually place their worker here. Pay a gold, and this space allows them to get one of each resource. All right, that's one of the promo tiles. Don't worry, all the tiles are pretty simple to understand, so that one's just a getting better resource kind of place. Next going to be yellow, and I think what yellow is going to do is they're actually going to go right over here, and that's going to cost them 2 gold. All right, so this spot here is to recruit more workers, so that's pretty awesome. Now the reason these purple pieces are here is because I'm playing less than 4 players, and this one's here because we're playing less than 5. Alright, so I'm just gonna block those spots off, and again, we're only playing 3 players, so you don't really need that 4th spot. Okay, so there you go. We all placed our worker, our first one. Now we're gonna place our second one. So now it's gonna go to red. Again, I do have a choice between elves and dwarves, but I'll show you in the action phase why I'm placing my dwarves and not my elves. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some stone. So here I can spend 1 gold to get 4 stone, which is pretty good. So I'm going to spend another gold. There you go. And there you go. Then we're going to jump to blue. And I think what blue is going to do is they're going to actually place their marker right here. This section here is to change your player order with somebody else. Again, obviously I'll show you that in a future phase. So next is going to be yellow. So what does yellow want to do? Yellow doesn't really need to use that spot or that spot. He doesn't have buildings to activate yet because it's the first round of the game. And I don't think he wants to waste a worker to change player order right now because he sort of wants the resources instead. So what he's going to do is going to pass. Now what's awesome about this game is when you pass, that's when you dump all your workers in the resource section up here to get your resources. Okay, because it is an area majority game up here as well. So whoever has the most workers in each section is going to generate an extra one of that type. So let me just look at his cards quick. So let's say he wants to build let me change up the strategy here. Let me see, he wants to build a bank just like me. No, you know what, he's going to build the inn because it's just too powerful. Right? So he's going to need wood and anything else. So I think what he's going to do, he's going to dump 2 of his guys, 2 of his elves in the wood section. He's going to put two of his dwarves in the money section, and he's going to put one of his dwarves in the stone section. So these guys are going to generate for sure the resources in the sections that they're currently at, but they have a possibility of getting an extra one if they have the majority in that section. All right, so now it's going to jump to me, and you know what, I'm going to pass as well because I don't have anything else to do. Okay, so I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have these to place on the game board here. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to generate a ton of stone anyway, I think I'm going to place my 3 guys here in the wood section. Then I am going to have 1 extra guy, and I think I'm just going to dump him to get a gold piece. Alright, and finally we get to Blue's turn, who's going to obviously pass. And they need, let me just double check, I think they're going to build an inn as well. Yeah, they're going to build an inn as well. Alternatively, they could build a market to make things interesting. No, let them build a market, because the market's actually pretty strong. So they're going to get 1 of every resource because of this building, remember? So they do need another stone for sure. And then they can do whatever they want with the rest. So let me see. So I think what they're going to do, they're going to play it a bit smart. They're going to place 1 of each here, because you need both to generate 1. But that's actually going to generate them 2, because they're going to have a majority here for sure, because we've already passed. I think they're going to dump 1 here. And I think they're going to dump 1 here. So they're going to get a bit of everything. All right. And there you go, we're pretty much done phase 2, which is the placement phase. Alright, so now let's go to phase 3. So phase 3 is the sort of collection phase where we're going to focus only on this board, and you're just going to generate all the stuff that the board gives you. Alright, so we're going to sort of resolve these all one by one. Alright, and whoever has majority is going to get an extra 1. Okay, so let's resolve the wood section first. Pretty simple. Yellow's going to get 2. Blue's going to get 1, but I'm going to get 4 because 3 plus I have the most, so I'm going to generate a +1. So I'm going to get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this. Yellow is going to get 2. And blue's going to get 1. Alright, now we're going to do the next one. So now both yellow and blue are just going to get 1. Now if there's a tie, nobody gets a majority, okay? So we're going to give them both 1 each. They're going to take this back. Alright, now we're going to go to the next one. So like I explained, they're going to get 2 steel because they have the most, right? Even though it's just 1, it is the most. So they're going to generate 2 steel. Alright, next we're going to look at the last one. So yellow's going to generate $3 and red's going to generate $1. So as you can see, I'm not going to explain that in future rounds because you pretty much understand how it works now. So I'm going to get 1 and yellow's going to get 3. Alright, so that was the top section. After that, you just resolve these like normal worker placement spots. This is just generate another worker, so yellow's going to get another elf. Alright, it has to be the same type that he sent to the recruitment desk. Remember, these are just AI blocking pieces. Next, we're going to go here, and blue's going to exchange his player piece with mine. I'll show you how that works. Player, not really player piece, it's more like the turn order crest or whatever it's called. So he had the 2. I had the 1. Technically what it's supposed to happen, he's supposed to take the 1 and flip it over, but because he's the only one there, we'll just leave it like this. And by flipping it over, it means that it can't be stolen again. So you can't steal the first place, steal the first place, steal the first place. As soon as the first player takes it, well, whichever one he took gets locked until the end of the round, and it unlocks. Alright, there you go. So blue's going to be first player next turn. I'm going to take the second player marker. And there you go. So now there's 2 extra things you do in phase 3, but it's the first round of the game, so you skip it. But essentially here you would score a gold for each of your buildings with a coin on it. So like a bank or a pub. And then you'd have to pay your taxes. But again, first round of the game, we're in the 0 section because we haven't scored any points yet. So there's no taxes to pay. But later on, as you can see, the more points you have, the more taxes you're going to have to pay. Okay, there you go. That was phase 3. Now we're going to start the action phase, which is the meat and potatoes and the funnest part of the game, where you're actually going to be doing your stuff and pulling your workers and building buildings. Alright, so blue is first player, so let's just see what he wants to build. So we already know that he wanted to build the market. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to pull off their worker here. And that's going to generate them one of each resource. So I'm going to give them a wood, give them a stone, give them a steel. So they're flush with steel. They got so much steel. There you go. Next, as an action, you can build a building. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to spend 1 wood, 3 stone, 2 steel. 1 wood, 3 stone, 2 steel. There you go. And you pretty much built the market. So the market is going to go on his player board area, just to show you how it works. And in the future, he'll be able to place a worker here to generate 2 gold. Now, every time in this game you build a building, you're going to look at the top left section up here, and you're going to place one of your house markers on the game board matching that icon. So here are the scales. So he's going to take his little marker here, and he'll just place it wherever he sees 2 scales, and I think he'll just go right here. There you go. So now he gets to keep this. So now he has the option. He can actually pay 3 gold to put a gnome here, but I think he's going to do that next turn because he doesn't really have to do any trading right now, and this the gnome here gives him +1 trading action, and that's for exchanging money to resources or resources to money, but he doesn't really need it right now, so he's just going to keep this next to him. Alright, and he's pretty much done. He does have cards in his hand. What he could do is buy another building. So a couple of things you can only do one time on your turn: buy a card, buy a gnome, and do the trading. Alright, he has a ton of cash. You know what? He will. He's going to spend $1, and he'll take one of these cards. And I think what he's going to do is take the bank. It's probably the most obvious choice. It'll generate him a ton of gold, and yeah, it's all around good card. Just going to get that card. And there you go. He's pretty much done. Alright, now we're going to jump to me. So there you go. I'm going to resolve now. So let's do this in order. Or any order I want. So I'm going to pull this guy off here to generate me 4 stone. So it's a pretty good resource spot right there. So I'm going to get 4 stone. And next, I'm going to pull off right over here to generate another worker. And I get my choice, right? It's not the same as here. That guild lets you take whatever you like. So I think what I'm going to do is grab... let's grab a dwarf. Why not? Here you go. Boom. So I'm going to have an extra worker for next turn. And now what do I want to do? Now I can build a building. So let's look at my cards in my hand. And what did I want to build? I think I want to build my bank first. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, sure. Let's build a bank. So now the bank's going to cost me 4 wood, 1 stone, 1 steel. So 4 wood, 1 stone, 1 steel. There you go. Now I get to build the bank. Remember, wherever that icon is, I can put one of my house markers on it. So let me just put it over here, right in the middle of the board. Okay. Let me put these resources here. And there you go. So now remember, one time on my turn I can spend 3 gold to put a gnome here, and I think for sure that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend 3 gold to take one of the gnomes here. Place it here. Now this activates, so this bank actually gives me a gold on one of my turns, or during my turn, and this is during the action phase, which is right now. So I'm actually going to get 1 gold back. So essentially this bank generates me 2 gold a turn, right? So the top right gives me a gold, and then the gnome himself gives me a gold. So that's pretty good. And I think that's all I really want to do. I'm going to carry over 2 gold for next turn, which is not bad. I'm going to have 4 stone, 1 wood, and I like both my cards. I can build either one. Maybe I'll build the blacksmith to give me a cheap steel. But there you go. That's all I'm going to do. Alright, pretty simple turn. So the first 2-3 turns, you're not really doing that much. And then after near the end, you're doing a ton of stuff. You'll have a ton of workers and so on. So yellow's going to have a pretty super simple turn as well. They have pretty much nothing on the game board. No workers here, no workers there. They're just going to work on their cards. Pretty simple. They're going to build their inn to generate workers. So that's going to cost them 3 wood. 1 stone, 1 steel. Alright. They're gonna also pay $3 to put a gnome on there. And that allows them to build on the inn, and the inn is the little candle sign. So they can look for a candle. Every section is exactly the same. You just have to find where the darn candle is. Oh, it's right in the middle. So I think what they're gonna do is build on this one. So at the start of the game, it's a good idea to go on your own spot, so to sort of build your area majority in that section there, because every slice that you're first is going to be 5 points, and that can be significant. You really want to at least have one, if not two, area majority slices. All right, I'm going to give them back his cards. So he's got 3 gold, and I did forget to refill this card. He does have 3 gold, 1 stone. I think he's pretty much done for the turn as well. So there you go. That was a full turn. There's a phase for scoring, but you don't hit scoring phases until the 3rd, 5th, and 7th round of the game. So we're going to skip it right now. All right, and we're going to go to the next turn. All right, it's round 2. All right, so first phase is just move the flag or month counter there. I'll explain you what all the phases are right now. Phase 2 is the placement phase. Like you already saw in the first round, that's where we're going to be placing our workers. Blue is going to be first player now because they have the first player crest here. So what do they want to do? I think because they're falling behind on the worker generation aspect of the game, I think they're going to come here right away so that they can generate an extra worker as well. So that's going to cost them 1 gold. And now I'm going to be second player because I have the second player crest here. So what do I want to do? I don't have an inn, so I think I am going to send one of my workers straight to the recruitment center here. So now I got a choice. Do I want to send my elf or my dwarf? I think I'm going to generate another dwarf. Just go full force on the dwarves here. I'm going to pay 2 gold for that. And there you go. Next is going to be yellow. What does yellow want to do? I think what yellow is going to do is go on the resource generation section here. So they're going to spend 1 gold. They're going to get 1 of each. Next, we're going to go back to blue. All right, blue. What does blue want to do? I think blue is going to use one of their regular guys on their own building that they built last turn. So to show you. On market, they're going to place their guy on the market. That's going to allow them to, that's going to give them 2 gold in the following phase. Next we're going to go to red, which is me. And I think what I'm going to do is try to be first player again, so that I'm going to keep going to this recruitment guild the following turn. Next is going to be yellow. Let's see. What does yellow want to do? I think yellow is going to place their guy on top of the... I think they're going to place their guy on their inn so they can generate another elf. That's going to cost them a gold. There you go. So now back to me. Back to blue. Blue doesn't have that many resource guys left to place. Do they need stone? They do need stone. So what they're going to do is they're actually going to use their dwarf here with a gold to generate that stone. Now back up to me, and I think I'm done. All right, so I got no more gold, first of all. So I got no gold, so I can't place in the guilds. All right. I don't want to place anywhere up here because I'm already in both sections, so I'm going to pass and go over there. So what do I need? So just general strategy here. I do have 1 wood and 4 stone here. So looking at both of my buildings, with 1 wood and 4 stone, I can build either one. So I just need steel. As long as I have steel, I can pretty much build either one of these. And there you go. So do I want to build this one or this one? I think I'm going to try to generate more cash. And then with this one later on, I can use that cash to then create steel bars. All right, so I'm going to need at least 2 steel bars. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. Then I'm gonna have an extra dwarf. And with my extra dwarf, do I get stone? Sure, let me get stone. There you go. So this is gonna generate me hopefully 3 steel bars, and this is gonna generate me 1 stone. Next is gonna be yellow, and I think what yellow is gonna do is place their elf right over here. Actually, what they're gonna do is place a dwarf instead. I'll show you why in a bit. Next is gonna be blue, and blue is actually gonna pass. All right. So let me look at their cards. They're gonna get a ton of stone there, so I think they're gonna build the. Their hand is very similar to what I had, right? They can build either one. They can pretty much build all their stuff. So I think what they're gonna do is this and this. Yeah, that looks good. Then we're gonna go to yellow. I already passed, so I don't have to do anything. And yellow is gonna do. Let's see what yellow wants to build. Look at their hand, quick. Everyone's got a blacksmith and a bank. Wow, what are the chances? Sure, let him try to build a bank. So he needs a ton of. Oh my god, he won't have enough. Well, he's gonna generate 1 of each. So he will have enough. So he just needs to generate a lot of wood. So what he's gonna do is gonna spend 3 here. And does he want me to get an extra stone, or does he care about the money? I think he wants the money. And there you go, we're done. So that was the placement phase. Now we're gonna go to phase 3, and we're gonna deal with this board again. So again, let's look at the resources. So yellow is gonna generate 4. Remember, 3 plus 1 because they have the most. 1, 2, 3, 4. And blue's gonna generate 2. All right, next one, red's gonna generate 2 stone because nobody else is there. Aha. All right, next one, I'm gonna generate 3 steel. I'm gonna generate 2 steel because of this, and an extra 1 because I have the most. So 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. And on the last one, they're both gonna generate 1 measly coin. I shouldn't laugh, I'm broke. Alright. Alright, so let's go to this section here. Now I'm going to generate another dwarf. Another dwarf, here we go. So now I have 5 dwarves and only 3 elves. So next turn, maybe because I'm going to be first player, I'm going to definitely put my thing here to generate another elf. Next, we're going to change turn order marker here. So again, like I showed you, I'm going to exchange my 2 to blue's number 1, and then I'm going to lock it. So that's this one. And then what yellow is going to do is they're going to exchange with blue and then lock it. So they're going to be second player. And they're going to give blue the third player crest. But then we'll pretty much just unlock it because that phase is over now. And there you go. So now we got to get our income. So now we're going to finally look at our buildings and get income. So how much money do I get? I get 1 coin because I got 1 building with a coin. Yay, 1 coin. Now the other 2 players, only blue has a market, so they're gonna generate a coin as well. There you go. And there you go. And then we gotta pay our taxes. Well, we're still at 0 points. So until we cross this little threshold here, taxes are still cheap. Alright, there you go. That was phase 3. Now I'll go to phase 4, which is the turn order actions phase. Okay, so I stole that first player marker, so I'm first player. So what do I want to do? Do I have anything on the game board? I do not. So I'm going to be like yellow last turn, who doesn't have to activate anything there. I don't even have stuff to activate on my cards. So I'm pretty much just going to be focusing on my hand over here and see what I want to build. I think I'm going to build the market first. So that's going to cost me 1 wood, 3 stone, 2 steel. 1 wood, 3 stone, 2 steel. Alright, there you go. So that was this. So I get to build this. So remember, I get to place my property marker on the scales. So as you can see, blue already built one, so I get to build another one. I think what I'm going to do is go right over here. So remember, I really want to gain control of this district over here. So with 2, it's probably going to scare off all the other players. So I got a nice foothold on this one here. Alright, and next turn I can place a worker here for 2 gold, and it'll generate me a gold every turn. And I have a choice now. Do I want to pay 3 gold to get a gnome on here? First of all, I don't even have 3 gold, so that's not gonna happen. Actually, I do generate another gold from this. Can't forget. Can't forget. And I'm gonna place this over here. There you go. So you are gonna sort of like end up placing a ton of these cards together because to save on table space. So I'll just do this because there's nothing you need to see over here. Alright, now that's pretty much my turn. I don't think I'm gonna pay a gold to draw more cards because I'm kind of broke. So until I get a worker here and generate more money, I think this is a good start. So I'm done. Alright, let me do the other players' turns and we'll see that this round and maybe next round I'll start skipping their turns. So who's second player? Now it's going to actually be yellow's second player. So they're going to generate another elf because they're going to have that in. So they're going to pull off their elf to generate another elf. There you go. So they got 5 elves to my 5 dwarves. Let me just fix the player stuff here. Okay, there you go. Next. What do they have on the game board here? They're going to pull off this worker here to generate 1 of each resource. So 1, 1, and 1. Now, they're definitely going to build something. Let me look at their hand. What are they going to build? They're going to build a bank. Alright, so that's going to cost them 4, 1, and 1. 4, 1, and 1. There you go. They got a bank. Put that down. They get to put a little property marker on the game board, and I think they're gonna sort of spread out. So they're gonna go right over here. So now they don't have the gold to actually pay for the gnome to place on the bank right now, so I think they're gonna hold off on that. They do have the option to get rid of 2 resources to get an extra gold, but I think they want to keep the gold for next round, and then next round maybe they'll build their blacksmith. So there you go. So they're pretty much done. I don't think they want to spend any of their gold as well. They only have 2, and to get some of these guild spots you're gonna have to spend some cash. So I think they're good. So next we're gonna do blue's turn. So they're gonna pull off their dwarf to generate 2 gold from the trading the market building. There you go. Next they're gonna pull off a worker here. And I think what they're gonna do is generate a dwarf. Sure, why not? Doesn't matter. Then they're gonna pull off. Actually, no, they're gonna pull off an elf. They're gonna generate a ton of stone. Might as well take an elf so that they can get more wood next time. So they're gonna get an elf. They're gonna pull off here to get 4 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Now they got to decide what they want to build. So let me look at their hand. There you go. So they can pretty much build any of these. Are we all going to build a bank? Maybe that's a good strategy. Let's see. They do have the income to pay for the coin, so I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, sure. They're going to build a bank. So again, this costs 4, 1, and 1. 4. 1 and 1. They're going to build a bank, put a property marker on a bank. So I think what they're going to do is do my strategy and sort of take hold of this section here, and they're going to pay the 3 gold to put a gnome out. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a gnome on this spot, and that's going to generate them a gold. Boom, just like that, he's done. Does he want to spend a gold for more cards? He does have already more cards than the rest of us, so I think he's good for that. And there you go, I think we're done. So is it a scoring round? No, we're done the second round of the game. Alright, round 3. So I'm first player. Remember, I stole the first player crafts from blue, and I get to put a worker out first. So I think for sure I'm going to go here to generate an elf, because I'm sort of running low on elves. That's going to cost me a coin. And there you go, we're off to the races. So yellow's up next. What does yellow want to do? They have a ton of elves, but they have almost no dwarves. So I think they're going to use the dwarf on their own inn. But do they need anything else on the game board right now? And I think they do. I think they're going to go steal this spot over here because it's just too good. They're going to steal this spot. It's going to cost them a gold piece. And there you go. Now it's going to be Blue's turn. And Blue's rich. So Blue doesn't mind spending a little more to get an extra worker. So they're going to come here, spend 2 gold. There you go. He's good. Now it's back to me. I don't need more stone. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to put my worker there. That's a kind of useless one. And I could technically place my building, my guy here. And what that lets you do is draw 3 cards and discard a card. So I think I will do that just to get more cards in my hand so I don't have to spend cash to draw only 1 card. That lets me get technically 2 for $1. So what I'm going to do is put one of my dwarfs there. Again, that's going to cost me 1 gold. So I'm broke again. Alright, so it's going to be Yellow's turn. Yellow doesn't have a lot of resources, so they're just going to be happy to get a ton of stone. So they're going to come here, spend 1 to get stone. Next is going to be Blue. And Blue doesn't want to be last anymore, so they're going to come here. Then it's going to be my turn. And to be fair, I don't want to be last, so I'm going to go there. And then Yellow. Yellow's going to use a dwarf on their own inn. Oh, but that's going to cost them a coin, and they don't have a coin. Whoops. So I kind of screwed that up when I went there, but I'm not going to take that back. I won't retract. That's fine. I think he has to pass then, because he doesn't want to go there, because kind of useless. He's going to be stuck with his the 3rd choice anyway, and he can't pay for any spots on the game board. So I think he's going to place his guys. Let me just see what building he has to make sure he gets the right resources. So he needs a ton of stone. He's going to get 2 from there. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to need 2 stone for sure. I think he's going to do this. And I think he's just going to get a ton of cash, so next turn he can pay for his guys. There you go. So he's done. Now we're going to go to Blue. And Blue is going to use one of his elves on his market to generate 2 gold. There you go. Now it's going to jump to me. And let's see what I have left. I have this. I have 2 and 3. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put something here to generate another one. But what do I put? I think I'm going to put an elf. There you go. So that's going to generate me 2 gold in phase 4. Alright, Yellow already passed, so we'll skip his turn. We'll go over to Blue, and Blue has to place his stuff. Let me look at his cards to see what he wants to generate. Oh yeah, they wanted the blacksmith, so they're going to need a lot of stone. They already have 3 stone. They only need 1 more, and they need some wood. So I think what they're going to do is go this and this. There you go. And finally, I have to pass. There you go. So I got to do the exact same thing. And what do I want to do? I got this, so I need to generate at least 1 wood for sure. There you go. I need to generate at least 1 more stone for this. That's that. And I think what I'm going to do is, do I go for cash? Because I'm not going to win majority either way. So I could just go for money instead. Sure, let's go for... Let's do something like that. Does that work? Sure. Some weird combination. There you go. Maybe I get some wood. Maybe it'll help me. Who knows? Plus, I am drawing 3 cards. Maybe I'll draw something that's better than what I have in my hand. But who knows? Alright, there you go. We're all done. So that was phase 2. Let's go to phase 3, which is the board here. So again, nobody's going to gain majority here because we're all tied for 2. So we're all going to get 2. So 2 for Yellow. 2 for Blue. 2 for me. So that was this stuff here. Next, Blue and Yellow are going to get 2 each. and I'm gonna get 1. Alright, now for the end here, hey, we have a majority, so yellow's actually gonna get $3. That's good for him, he needs the money. And I'm gonna get 1 whole dollar. Alright, now we're gonna go here, so blue's gonna generate another dwarf. And we're gonna go here, so blue's gonna steal first player, I'm gonna steal second player, and yellow's gonna be third. So, blue's first, and I'm second. Just to give you a reminder of my player board area, I'm second player, I got 2 buildings, and we'll see what happens later. Alright, there you go, that was this. Alright, now we get to phase 4. So, yeah, sure, let me show you what blue's gonna do. Whoops, sorry, before we get to phase 4, I gotta score the income. Alright, so yellow has 1 building with income on it, so he's gonna get a coin. Blue has 2, so they're gonna score 2 coins. And I believe I have 2 as well. There you go, a coin and a coin. Can't really see because the glare, but they're there. That's gonna be 2 coins. It's good to get a good money engine going because later when you have to start paying taxes, you're gonna be broke. Alright, now we get to phase 4 because we don't have to pay taxes, right? Remember, we're still at 0. At the end of the 3rd turn, we're gonna start scoring points, and that's when you're gonna start going up the track. Alright, so blue, before I forget. So what he's gonna do, first thing he's gonna do is gonna pull off his worker off his market to generate 2 more gold. He does have a bank, so he'll generate another gold. There's 3. And then he's gonna build one of his buildings. I think what he's gonna do is build his blacksmith. So I'm gonna put that down. It's gonna cost him 4 stone. And 1 of each. And that allows him to put a thing on a red hammer. And I think what he's gonna do is gonna come over here. But he's also gonna pay 3 gold to put a gnome on the building he just built. There you go. Alright, so once per turn he can turn in a gold for a steel. He can do that now, but he doesn't have a use for steel, so he won't. Alright, and I think that's all blue's gonna do. Then jumps to me. So I'm red. What do I want to do? Oh yeah. So let me pull off my things here. So I'm gonna pull off here to generate an elf because I didn't have a lot of elves. So I'm gonna pull here to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and I have to discard 1. So what do I want to discard? There's a elf generation guy, pretty good. There's a master elf maker dude here, a garden, and there's an inn to generate more workers for pretty cheap. These are all pretty good. I do have to discard a card, and you can pretty much discard even the card that you were holding. So what do I want to do? These are all pretty good. I'm not sure which one I want to get rid of. The inn is pretty awesome. I do only have 5 workers left to get. So will it be beneficial in the long run? Also, I only have 3. Well, I'm gonna have 5 gold when I pull off my worker. So wait, before I pick my card, I'm gonna pull this worker back. It'll give me 2 gold, just so I don't have to focus on that anymore. So I'm at 5, and unfortunately I don't have the wood for this because I only have 2 wood. So maybe I'll hold it for another turn. I do have the resources for the blacksmith because that's what I wanted to build all along. Or maybe I'll build one of these 2 because they generate money, and money is always great. And getting gnomes for super cheap is great as well. So maybe I'll build a tower and then let's see. What do I want to do? Damn, I want to keep all these cards. Alright, fine. Let me figure out a way to build my my inn because Although I'm gonna be broke, I'm gonna have no money. So 5, it's gonna cost me 3 to put it on here. I'm gonna have 2 gold left for next turn. But I gotta pay for a wood, and a wood costs me, if I look at the exchange, I can buy a wood for 1 coin actually. Okay, sure. Let me keep the inn, so I'm gonna get rid of a oh, I don't want to get rid of the tower. Is there a tower down here? There is a tower here. Okay, so maybe I'll be lucky and I'll get the tower later on. So I'm gonna discard this. Alright, I'll keep these cards. So on my turn, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build the inn. Alright. So, well, how does this work? Is I get to pay 3, 1, and 1. Unfortunately, I don't have the wood. So I'm gonna have to pay a gold. So I have 1 trading action for the turn. I'm gonna pay a dollar to get a wood. And you can look at the little chart there at the bottom, and it says clearly that you can buy 1 wood or 1 stone for a dollar. So that's what I did. Then I'm gonna get rid of 1, 1, and 3 to build my inn. All right, so it's gonna go right over here. So I get to put on a little candle space. So I definitely don't want to build it here because I'm already winning it by quite a bit. I think I'm gonna go encroach into one of those areas up there, and to be fair, he's already built on that one, so maybe I'll build it on this one here. Boom, right there. All right, and there you go. So now what else do I want to do? Obviously I want to pay $3 to put a gnome here, but I'm only gonna pay 2 because I do generate a dollar from this gnome here. I always forget. So I'm only gonna pay 2. I get a gnome. Place it here. And you can only buy 1 gnome a turn unless you have a tower that generates an extra gnome. So I couldn't actually pay another 3 to put a gnome here. But I don't even have 3 coins anyway, so don't worry about that. And then I'm gonna carry these cards in for next turn. Maybe I'll build a gardens next turn to get a super elf. But we'll see. And that's pretty much my turn. So let's do yellow's turn. Yeah, yellow's third player now. So they're gonna go around the board here. So they're gonna generate a ton of resources. So they're gonna generate actually 5 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 wood and 1 steel. Now that is a lot. So what are they holding in their hand? The blacksmith. They could also buy a card and build that card instead. Or I can show you how building a guild works. And you know what? That's actually not a bad idea, although he doesn't have the steel for it, darn it. If he had the steel, which he might get with this card, because he only has 1 steel, does he spend the 2 gold to get another steel? No, because he wouldn't have enough money to do both. Because he does need to spend $2 to get his gnome, so he's gonna do that. He's gonna spend 2. And the reason he's spending 2 is for the bank. So as you already know, the bank lets you generate 1, so he'll pay 3 and get back the 1, so it's fine. There you go. All right, so I think what he's gonna do is build his blacksmith. And I think next turn he's going to focus on trying to get more cards. So he's going to go there because this is the last card in his hand. So he's going to have to pay 1, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So let's do this. So we all got all similar buildings. There are like a dozen to 15 different buildings in the game. Well, actually, you can actually count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's 10 or 11 different buildings in the game, and we all started with the same 3 or 4, so it's kind of bizarre. He's gonna get to place a marker on the red hammer. I think what he's gonna do is actually put it here, so he's breaking the tie against me here. He could have put it here alternatively to focus, make sure he gets this, but I think he just wants to win that section against me. All right. I think that's it. Does he want to do anything else? No. So, is it a scoring round? No. Actually, I did forget to move it over. So it is a scoring round. This is round 3. Whoops. Sorry about that. So we are going to do a scoring round. All right, my mistake. I will write it in notes that I forgot to move it. So scoring round, how does it work? You're gonna do two things. You have to find majorities of the districts, so you can actually look at your scoring board up here. So you have district scoring, and then you have the people worker scoring. All right, so we're gonna score the districts first. So the first place is gonna get 5, second place is gonna get 3, and we're not playing 4 players or more, so nobody's gonna get third here. So it's 5 and 3. So pretty simple. You're gonna go through every district. So this district here, which is this slice of the pie, who has the most? Red. So I'm gonna get 5 points. Boom. This district here, blue's the only one there, so 5. That district there, yellow's first, gonna get 5. Red is second because they're second place, they're gonna get 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. This district here, yellow's alone, they're gonna score 5. Okay. This district here, blue's alone, they're gonna get 5. And there you go, we scored all the districts. Pretty simple. There you go. Now we're gonna score the people. So again, look at your scoring marker here. Whoever has the most of each type of worker is gonna get 3, and second most is gonna get 1. So let's calculate. Who has the most elves? So elves is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, forgot to give this back. So yellow has 5, so yellow is gonna actually win. So they're gonna score 3. 1, 2, 3. And both red and blue are tied at 1. So because you're tied, you actually slide down, and sliding down means 0 because we were in last, right? So you go from 1 to slide down. There's nothing there, so we don't get anything. Now most dwarves, I have the most, so I'm gonna get 3. 1, 2, 3. And second most would actually be blue, so they're gonna get 1 point. Boom, 1. And there you go, that was a scoring round. It's pretty simple. So next turn, the taxes will actually come into play. We're gonna have to pay 2 coins a turn. That's pretty significant, or else you start sliding down here. That's why generating a lot of cash early on in the game is really important. Alright, so let's go to the next round. Alright, round 4. I won't forget to turn change the round marker there. So that's phase 1, actually, just moving that up. Alright, phase 2 is the placement phase. And who's first? It's gonna be blue. So what does blue want to do? I think blue's going to do the obvious thing right away. Is they're going to go get another worker. He's going to spend a coin to put their thing there. I am second player, and I think for sure I'm going to jump on this spot here because it's just too good. It's going to spend 1 coin, and there you go. Now it's going to be yellow. What does yellow want to do? I think yellow already knew he's gonna jump on this to get 3 cards and discard 1, so that's gonna cost him a coin. Now jumps back to blue. What does blue want to do? Blue. So they're generating another worker. Let me look at their card quick. They have an inn, but I don't think they want to build it right now. They need more cards, but yellow stole that from them. So maybe they'll build a tower. Although they don't have any resources. They do have coins. So I think what they're going to do is they're actually going to generate another worker. And I think they're going to slow down from workers starting next turn because they're going to have a ton and start diversifying a little more. There you go. So that's that. And then it's going to be me. So what do I want to do? I got a couple of spots here that I can put a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to generate an elf. So I'm going to come right over here. Generate an elf. Actually, I did forget to score one thing, but we would have all scored the same exact value. I forgot to mention it during the scoring phase. You get to score gnomes as well. And because we're all tied, we all slide down. So we would have all scored 0. Or we would have all scored 1. I'll double check the rules. Sorry about that. I forgot to mention it before. Alright. Next is going to be, that was my turn. Next is going to be yellow. So what does yellow want to do? I don't think yellow likes being in last. So I think they're going to go here. And then it's going to be blue. And blue, I think, is going to pass. Actually, no. Blue's going to place on their own buildings. They're going to place there. Then I'm going to go. I'm going to place on my own market. Then yellow's going to go. They're going to place on their own blacksmith. Then blue's gonna go. They're gonna place on their own blacksmith. Then I'm gonna go. And finally, I have to place something because I have nowhere to place on my board and I have no more money, so I have to pass to place on the resource board. So what do I want to build? Remember, I got my own blacksmith and I got the gardens. I actually wouldn't mind building the gardens. It'll generate me a master worker, plus it'll generate me that extra gold. But this is really good too because I get to get some steel. But this doesn't need steel. And maybe if I build walls next turn to use that ability, and I'll show you how that works. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a garden. Why not? It's pretty cheap too. So all I really need is wood. So I'll show you how that's done. So I have to place my guys. I think I'm gonna place 3 here. I don't really need anything else. I think I'm gonna go 2 here and 1 here. Yeah, I think that's good. So then next turn I can build some walls and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so there you go. Next is going to be yellow. Third player is going to pass as well. They have no cards, so they don't know what they need right now, to be fair. They don't know what they need, so... you know what? Let them go here with the last coin. Actually, wait. Sorry. They're gonna go on their inn, obviously. Spend their last coin on their inn. Then blue's gonna go. Blue's gonna pass. Let's see what blue wants to do. Blue has their last card is an inn. They have no steel, so I think what they're going to do is they're going to go 2 here to get a steel. And I think they're going to get 1 of each here, like this. Because they got pretty much no resources left, so they'll sort of diversify. Alright, so yellow's last, and yellow has to place their guys. So they're going to pass and place their guys. What does yellow want to do? Yellow can either get the wood to tie me or put all that stuff to get again, they don't know what they're gonna get because they're gonna draw cards. So looking at their resources, I think they have every resource except steel, so no matter what, actually they're generating a steel from their blacksmith, so they're gonna have 3, 4 and 1. So maybe they're gonna go for the gold. So I think what they're gonna do is do this and something like that. There you go. So they tie me there so I don't get an extra gold. Alright, there you go. We're done. That's phase 2. Let's go to phase 3. Let's make this quick. You sort of know how this works by now. Who gets the most here? I'm going to get 4 wood. 3, 4. Alright, yellow and blue are going to get 1 each. Alright, here we're all going to get 1 stone. 1. Stone is not a priority this game because there's a great way to generate so much, so that's why there's not been that many workers going into the stone yard all game. Here blue's actually gonna get 2 steel. It's pretty good because they didn't have any steel, and for 2 workers to generate that is pretty darn good. Alright, and the last one there is we're both going to generate 2 gold, so both yellow and red. 2 and 2. 1, 2 and 1, 2. Alright, there you go. Gotta do this part here. So blue's going to generate another dwarf. Oops. Alright, and then change turn order. I think yellow is going to straight up change with blue. So they're first player and blue's going to be third. Boom, just like that. And there you go. Now, I won't forget this time. We got to get income. So, yellow's going to get 1. Blue's going to get 2. And how much am I going to get? And I got 2. 1, 2. But I'm taking it for nothing because what are our taxes? Yellow's gonna have to pay 2, and both me and blue are gonna have to pay 2 as well. So I'll just put those 2 back. Blue's gonna pay 2 back, and yellow's gonna pay 2 back. There you go. All right, there you go. We're done. And now we go to phase. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was our taxes. Now we go to phase 4. So yellow is first player. What do they want to do? So the first thing they're gonna do is draw the 3 cards because they don't know what they want to build yet. So I'm gonna take this, draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. They have to discard one of these. You got 2 markets and a garden. So let them discard a market. There you go. So what they're gonna pull off from their blacksmith to generate a steel. So they're gonna pull this guy off, generate a steel. They're gonna pull off their inn to generate another dwarf. All right. I think they're gonna do a garden to get a master elf. So they're gonna build this. This is gonna cost them 3 and 1. All right, and they build this. Now it's a garden spot, so they get to put it on a garden space. Then they're gonna put it right here. And if they spend 3 gold, they can get a super worker. But unfortunately, they don't have 3 gold right now. They do have a bank, so they'll generate +1 income. And that garden's actually gonna give them extra cash for next turn when they get income as well. Is there anything else they can do? Not really. They're gonna hold on to their market and they're gonna pass. All right, for the rest of their stuff because they're done. Next, I'm gonna jump to me. Let's just do this quick. I'm gonna generate $2 right here. I'm gonna get an extra $1 because of my bank, so that's 3 in total. I'm gonna get another elf. Oops. Man, I wish I had a tower right now so I could start getting some gnomes for cheap, but it's gonna be very expensive. And now I can build. Oh, before I do that, let me pull off this guy right here to get 1 of each. All right. So what do I want to build? I think I wanted to build. I got 2 cards here in my hand. I do have the 3 gold to get my super worker, so I think I will. And next turn I'll show you how that's done. Alternatively, I could build my blacksmith. But the blacksmith doesn't give me income. So sure, let me build a garden. Just so I can show you how that works. So there you go. The garden is going to cost me 3 and 2. Alright, and this I need a gnome, so I'm going to spend $3 for it. 1, 2, 3. Wish I had that tower. There you go. And this allows me to change a regular elf into a master elf. So I'm going to take one of my elves here, and I'm going to flip. Well, it's got to be one with the guy on the other side. So I'll take one of my elves and I'll flip it over. Boom! Just like that, he's a master elf. Essentially, all this means is when I send him to get resources, he gets +1. That's it. If I use him on a worker placement spot, which would be silly, it would be completely useless, but that's what he does. Alright, so I'm going to keep that in front of me. So he's probably going to get me more wood next turn. What else do I want to do? I do only have 2 gold. I want to save 2 gold every single turn so I can sort of get an extra worker and maybe get one of the extra spots out there. So I'm not going to waste my gold. I could alternatively sell some of my resources for more gold. Oops, I dropped some wood. But I don't think I'll do that either. So, although I could buy, you know what, alternatively I could have bought a tower and built the tower instead of the garden, which might have been a smarter idea. That would have cost me 1, and I did have the resources for it. You know what, let me backtrack that. You know what, that makes more sense. Because then I could have saved 2 coins the following turn. Yeah. Okay. Let me do it. Oop. So that'll cost me a coin to buy the card. All right. I already paid for the gnome, and the difference in price between a garden and that is I'm gonna pay 1 extra stone, but I pay 2 less wood, so I'm gonna get 2 wood back. Pay an extra stone, and pay my steel. There you go. There you go. Now I got a nice tower. I can send a worker next turn to get a gnome, which is pretty good. Yeah, but now I only got 1 coin for next turn, so am I going to get resources, or am I going to get another worker for that coin, or am I going to get a gnome? Who knows? There you go. I think that's all I want to do. I do have 2 cards in my hand that I'm going to carry over next turn. I think next turn maybe I'll build my garden, because it doesn't need steel and I don't have any steel. Okay, so next is going to be blue. And what does blue want to do? They're going to pull off their worker to get a steel. They're also going to pull off their other worker to get 2 coins. They do have a bank, so they'll generate another coin. Alright, so what do they have in their hand? They have an inn. Oh, I did forget to flip this card over. Do they want to build the inn? I don't think they do. I think they're probably... because next turn is a scoring round, so they want to try to score a lot. They could put a pub to get coins, because the inn is kind of useless right now. They have a ton of workers, so they don't want to waste resources putting an inn out there. So I think what they're going to do, they're going to spend a coin to take a gatehouse. It's going to be expensive. They're going to take a gatehouse, and they're going to spend 2 of every resource to build it. 2, 2, and 2. And that's going to allow them to build a house on a key. Alright. And the way this works is when you put a gnome on it in the future, you get to put your other house on the one that's next to it. So I think what they're going to do is sort of diversify. So they're going to actually come over... they're going to come over here. So now they got 2 in here, and they got 2 in here, and in the future they can put a gnome here, so they can put another house here, so they'll be second over here. So they're going to keep this. So we should all have 4 markers on the board. 4, 2, 3. I'm missing 1. I built the tower. I forgot to put my token on the tower because I was switching my mind pretty often. So the tower is the one in the corners, and you know what, let me go over here. Although I could fight yellow up there. They are in first. But you know what, I'll go over there. That's fine. Just to get 3 points for that one. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're good. Alright, so there you go. Next is going to be... blue already did it. So we're good. Let's go to the following round. Alright, round 5. Because we're going to switch this over. So there's 3 rounds left. So phase 1 is moving that over. Phase 2, placement phase. Yellow is first. What do they want to do? They got 2 coins. What do they want to do? What do they want to do? They need money. They need money. I think what they're going to do is they're going to place their guy. What do they want to do? They don't have any cards. Let me just double check the cards. Oh yeah, they had the market. They want to build a market for sure because they need money. So looking at the resources, they only need steel for this, so that's fine. I think what they're gonna do is they almost don't care about any of this stuff. They do want extra cards as well. So you know what? They're actually gonna go for extra cards before that place gets taken, because they have 1 card and they want to see what else they can get. So that's that, and it's gonna jump to me. And what do I need? I got 5 and 5. I guess I'll go here to get resources. So now I won't be able to generate that extra worker because I'm putting it on resources. But I think I'm good for that. I think I'm good with that. Next is going to be blue. Blue's got a couple of coins. Oops, I forgot to give blue their guy back here. Sorry about that. Actually, he didn't collect his... sorry, 1 second. He didn't collect his extra guy last turn because he had his guy here. Sorry about that. So now he is going to send this guy here. He's going to spend $1. And next, I think we're just going to place a ton on our own buildings. So that's what we're going to do. So yellow's going to go next. They're going to get a steal with this guy here. Then I'm going to go next. I'm going to get $2. Then blue's going to go next. He's going to get a steal. Then yellow's going to go next. He's going to generate a worker for $1. Then I'm going to go next. I'm going to generate nothing because I don't have to place. Okay, so I have to pass because I got no cash. And I'll show you how this works because I have a... Actually, I don't have a super worker. Dope. Thought I was going to show you how that works, but I don't. So this round, I think what I want to do... Actually, before I do that, you know what? I'm going to go here to be first player. Because I really want to build this, and I'll show you how that works. So I have to be first so I can buy it first before anyone else steals it from me. So then we're going to jump to blue. Blue's going to place on their own building. Then yellow is going to place here to stay second. Then it's my turn, and now I gotta pass. So I gotta generate at least 2 steals. So I'm gonna put it here so I can get this. Then I'm gonna have this left over. And I think what I'm gonna do is just generate a ton of cash. Boom, like that. Okay. Next is gonna be blue. Blue. I think blue's going to also... Blue's got no resources. They got 1 steal and that's it. So I think what they're gonna do is just do this and this. I think they go with that. They're gonna generate a ton of resources. Maybe they'll build buildings and they'll build a wall so they'll get 2 for the price of 1 this turn. Next we're gonna go to yellow, who's last. They got this, but they got no cards in their hand. They don't know what they're gonna draw. So I think they're just gonna get resources. And to be fair, he's got so much stone. I think he's just gonna get some wood. And let's do this and let's do this, something like that. All right, so there you go. That was the placement phase. We're gonna go to the collection phase. So blue's gonna get 4 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow's gonna get 2. I think starting this round, I'm gonna skip their action phase, and because you sort of know how everything's gonna flow now. Here we're gonna get blue's gonna get 5 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good. And yellow's gonna get 1. Then here I'm gonna get 3 steel. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And here I'm gonna get $4, and yellow's gonna get 2. All right, that was this. So give this to yellow. Okay, here nobody placed. Here we're gonna play, so I'm gonna steal the first player marker from yellow. Yellow's gonna take the second player marker. It says this. Whoops. All right, so now we're gonna do the action phase. So, sorry, before we do the action phase, income. So, yellow's gonna generate 2. Blue's gonna generate 2. So I don't know why I'm taking it. We're just gonna pay 2 back. And I'm gonna generate 3 actually. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're gonna have to pay taxes. We're all in the 2 section, so 2, 2, and 2. Wow, blue is broke. He needs some cash. Okay, there you go. So that was all this board. Now we can do the action phase. So let's start with me because I'm first player. I'll do this quick, or as quick as I can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend $1. Every turn you can spend $1 to draw a card. So I'm gonna spend $1 to draw the keep. All right, and then I'm gonna build the keep. All right, the keep is pretty awesome. It's really expensive though. It's 3, 3, and 2, and it allows you to build 2 buildings at once though. It has no other powers. Well, it does give me $1. So I'm gonna pay 3, 3, and 3, 3, and 2. There you go. So I'm gonna allows me to build this keep, and remember, no power, but I get to put 2 on the purple, which is the middle section here. And essentially, it has to be on the same district. So I can put 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, or 2 here. And to be fair, man, I could win a district over yellow by placing these. Because my problem is if I place it in the blue section and he builds a building this turn, he's just gonna place in the blue section as well and sort of steal points away from me, right? Like he'll just beat me anyway. Although I could diversify as well. So I'll be second place in a ton of places. Sure, let's do that. I'll try to limit the damage from blue. Or else blue's gonna get 10 points. I'm gonna get 3, 3, and 3, and 5 maybe. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so that was my building. I do get to pull off other places as well. Before I forget, I get to pull off here to generate me 2. I'll get to pull off here, which is 1 of each. And I don't have anything else. Can't pull off anything here. I could also, do I have enough to build? If I had one more, let me see. I think what I am gonna do is I'm gonna trade in $1 for a stone. I'll show you how this works. Now I'm gonna build a guild. Then it's gonna cost me 2 of each. 1. So it's, I use that $1 to get another stone, so technically 2 stone, and I'm gonna have 2 wood. Actually, no. I have a better idea. I'm gonna spend $2 for a wood as well. Actually, I can only do 1 trade per turn. Damn it! I can only do 1 trade per turn, so I couldn't actually get enough to get that garden, which is terrible. So what I'm gonna do? Okay, I already paid the $1 for it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend 2, 2, and 2. So all my resources, I'm completely broke, to build a guild. Now, what does a guild do? Well, you get to place it on a guild. You own that guild, and when somebody goes on it, instead of the bank getting the $1, you get the $1, which is pretty handy. And I am first player next turn, so I was thinking about going here, buying this guild because it's a very useful guild. Sure, let me do that. So I'm first place in this section as well. So I'm first here and I'm first here, so let's see how that works out. And there you go. Pretty much completely broke. I just have cash, which could be good because then I can start putting on my own buildings here to gain gnomes, workers, and so on and so on. There you go. I think I'm done. Where did my keep go? Got to put my keep on my board area here. There you go. There's my keep, and there you go. So, like I said, I'm gonna do their turn, and I'll come back for the scoring. I'll be right back. And there we go. We're all done our turns. Blue built a bank, yellow built a market, and put it there, and blue built his bank over there. and nobody did anything else that was special because they didn't have enough resources. So let's score the majorities again. So it is a scoring round, so phase 5 is scoring, so we're gonna do each slice of the pie here. So this one here, I'm gonna generate 5 and nobody else is gonna generate anything. So I'm gonna be at 16. We're gonna look at this one here. So blue's gonna get 5 and yellow's gonna get 3. We're all tied again. So now over here, yellow's gonna get 5. And I'm gonna get 3. All right. And this section here, yellow's gonna get 5 again. Ooh, it's gonna get expensive now with the taxes. And both red and blue are gonna get nothing because it's supposed to be 3. We moved down, but it's gonna be 0. This section here is red's gonna get 5. And blue's gonna get 3. And there you go, that's the area majority here. We're gonna score for the 3 types of workers. So elves, yellow's first, they have 3. 1, 2, 3. Second place is a tie, so nobody gets anything. Dwarves, blue's in first, so they're gonna get 3. And red is actually in second, so they're gonna score 1. And gnomes, we're all tied again, so nobody's gonna get anything. All right, we're gonna move down twice, and there you go. So there's the round. Let's go to the next round. All right, so second last turn of the game. I'm gonna try to process this as fast as possible at this point. I got no resources. Look at that. So I'm gonna try to generate as much as I can. So even though I own this spot, I think I'm gonna go in there and generate resources. I believe I pay myself, so I think that's free. I'll double check the rules in a bit. Next is going to be yellow's second player, and I think what they're going to do is they need resources as well. So I think they're going to go get the stone here. It's going to cost them $1. And I think what blue is going to do is come here, pay $1, their only $1. And now back to my turn. I think the players are gonna just dump a bunch of their stuff on their own buildings at this point. So I think I'm gonna go here for $1. I'm gonna just do everyone's turn. Yellow's gonna go there. Blue's gonna go there. Back to me. I'm gonna go here. Then yeah, I think he's gonna go there. And blue's gonna send another worker there. Then another of my workers. I think I'm gonna send one there. Sorry, there for $1. So that's a gnome. It's pretty good. I still got cash. Can still spend. This is gonna be yellow's turn. Yellow's got 2 cash, but he's got so much taxes to pay. I don't know if he's gonna have enough. So he generates 1, 2. That's it. 2. 2, 3. He's gonna pay 5, so he's gonna have exactly 5 right now. So yeah, he's gonna have to generate some cash. So I think he's gonna dump a bunch of this guys in cash. Boom. You know what? Even another one. You know what? Even more. Why not? Here you go. Cash. Cash is king. He's gonna generate a ton of stone. And I guess he's gonna do something like this. How about that? Although he's not getting steel. He's getting 1 steel. Sure, I think he's good with that. There you go. Then it's gonna be blue. Who needs to dump all their stuff now. He's gonna double check his card. I think blue wanted to get a card, but they don't have cash. So maybe blue should not have gone there. Maybe should have gone there, but whatever. I think what they're gonna do is go 3. And they're also gonna get a bunch of cash because they have no cash. They're gonna go there. Oh, they do have an extra guy. I think what they're gonna do is do this. How about that? Does that work? Maybe. Then it's my turn. Now I gotta pass as well. I got a bunch of stuff. Actually, I don't have to pass. I got cash. So I can actually go get a card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to, although I do have no resources, and I could buy one of these. I wouldn't mind spending my cash to buy one of these. I can buy another keep. Keeps are pretty good, great at area majority. So yeah, let me try to get resources to try to get this. Although I could get a pub as well. So right now I got no resources. So here, boom. Does that work? I'm gonna generate 3 stone, but I'm gonna have no steel, so I won't be able to build this. But I'll be able to build a pub maybe to try to get a super dwarf. Sure. So I'm good. Let's just make this go as fast as possible. So I'm done. Placement's done. That was phase 2. Phase 3. Deal with this board. Let's do it. So I'm gonna generate 5 wood. It's a lot of wood. Maybe too much. Who knows? Then blue's gonna get 3. And yellow's gonna get 2. Alright, so stone, I'm gonna get 2 stone. 3 stone, sorry. 3 stone. Blue's gonna get 1 stone. And then cash, blue's gonna get $5. That's a lot of money. There you go. And actually, sorry, I miscalculated that. They're gonna get 4, and yellow's actually gonna get $6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's a lot of cash. Alright, so now nobody did this, nobody did this. Let's do our income. Alright, so yellow's gonna generate 3, but they have to pay 5, so they're gonna lose an extra 2. Alright, let's do me. So I gotta pay 4, but I generate 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm net 0. So I'm good. And now we're gonna do blue as well, who has to pay 4, and they generate 1, 2, 3. So they're gonna have to pay 1. There you go. Done. So that's our taxes. Now let's go to phase 4, which is the action phase. So I'm first player, and I'll just do like last turn. I'll show you my turn, and then I'll skip everyone else's turn. So I'm gonna do this to get 1 of each. All right. So what do I want to do with my turn? I got nothing else on the board. Let me do my workers here. So this is going to be 2 coins here. This is going to be this is going to be an extra worker. So I might as well go get a dwarf at this point, I guess. And this one's a gnome. So let me pull him off and I'll get my gnome. I'm not sure if I want to place him on my market or a card that I want to build, but let me just go get him now. There's only 5 left in the supply. So he's here to place in a building. You normally have to place it right away, but like I said, I don't know where I want to place it yet. So let me look at my cards. I could build a wall segment, because remember, walls, nobody's done it yet, but it only costs 3 wood and 3 stone. And then for the rest of my stuff, I can build maybe a garden to try to get a... Although I could use this, because I do need steel. And then I could put my gnome on here so I can generate more steel. So sure, let me do that. So I'm going to build this. That's going to be 1, 4, and 1. Okay, and that gnome that I wanted to place, I'll place it right on top of here. And then I'm going to put on a red hammer. So now, where are the red hammers? I'm going to place it here. I'm going to place it here. I'm going to place it here. Where I can place it. That's it. So I'm gonna pick one of these three. Here I'm gonna be tied for first. Here I'm gonna be solidifying my lead, and here I can prevent blue from beating me here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go right over here for now. I did forget to generate my dollar because of the bank. And you know what, I'll do it right now. Spend $1 to get a steal. And I do get one trade a turn, so what I'm gonna do is I'll actually spend one of my dollars for a stone in case I need it next turn. So I got money, might as well spend it because I only got one trade unless I put another worker here or gnome on it. And I think I'm done for the turn. Could I build anything else with 1-1-1? I can't, unfortunately. Nothing here is 1-1-1. All right, so there you go. I'm done for the turn. Let me do the other guy's turn and I'll be back. All right, here we go. It's the last round of the game. So blue built a keep and yellow built a bank, another one. So all the banks have been built. That's pretty amazing. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm first player, and all right. So I sort of have a game plan I want to do this round. I'm gonna see if I can get all my ownership markers on the board. I only got 4 left, so I'm gonna need a keep or a I don't remember what they're called, but the ones that take these 2 yellow spots. So let's start off by using an elf, and I'm gonna go get some resources because I got no resources left. I need a lot of resources to build a lot of stuff. All right, so next is gonna be yellow, and what does yellow want to do? Yellow. Yellow has a ton of stone and nothing else. So what they're gonna do is use actually their dwarf right over here to get another worker. All right, then we're gonna jump to blue. I think blue is gonna take the stone spot because they don't got any resources either. There you go. Then I will send my elf there to see if I can draw from the deck and see if I can get something that I can build on the last round. That's gonna cost me a coin. And then it's gonna be yellow. Does yellow want to do anything here? I think they're gonna start putting it on their own buildings, right? So yellow's gonna go here. Then I think blue's gonna do the same thing. I think we're all gonna start doing that. We're gonna start putting it on our buildings. So let's start doing that. Now what do I want to put? I want to gain a bit of everything here. So I got 3 coins. So it's going to be 1, 2 coins there. So which ones do I want to put? I'm going to use up my elves because I have a ton of wood, so I don't mind using them, and I'll keep my dwarfs to get some stone. So I'm going to go here. That's going to cost me a coin. Then yellow's going to go again. That'll cost them a coin. Then blue's going to go again. And now it's back to me. I think I'm gonna go like this right over here. It's gonna be yellow again, and guess what? They're gonna place on their own guys, and then it's finally blue. And blue doesn't actually have a spot to put their guys on their cards anymore. So what do they want to do? They got extra cash to get rid of. So I think what they're gonna do is go over here to get another guy. Then it's back to me. I got 1 spot left. So I think I'm gonna put a dwarf here to get some money. And I think I'm gonna have to pass next round and send all my guys to get resources. But before I do that, it's gonna be yellow first. And I think what yellow's gonna do is they're gonna come here. The reason he's doing that is because he wants to go last in the last scoring. So he's going to go here to take the last player marker, and it's always good to go last because you can sort of get the area majority that you want. And since he's already winning, he's going to play it smart. And it's going to be blue. And blue has no choice. They have to place all their things. So let me see. What do they have in their hand? A Crabby in, which they don't really want. They'll probably end up buying a card. or buying a guild out there. So they have no steel, but they're gonna get a steel from their blacksmith. So I think they're gonna go get another steel like this. They're gonna get a bunch of wood maybe. Let them do this. Let them do that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's do that. Looks good. Then it's gonna be me, and I have to do stuff. I have way too much. You know what? I'm just gonna make one little retraction. I'm gonna put him here and take back my elf. Actually, no. Sorry. What am I doing? I do want the stone. I do not have any stone, so sorry about that. So I'm gonna put 4 guys on stone here. I'm gonna put 1 on wood and 1 on money. There you go. And finally, we're gonna get to yellow. So what does yellow want to do? I mean, look at yellow's card. And it's a library, which I don't think he's gonna spend the resources to build at the end of the game. He's not gonna get majority on anything unless he goes money, but money's not gonna help at the end of the game. So I think what he needs is a bunch of wood. You get 1 steel and 1 coin like that. Sure, let's do that. All right, so there's the placement phase. Now we're gonna do collection phase, phase 3. We'll deal with this board. So blue's gonna get 4 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow's gonna get 2. And I'm gonna get 1. Alright, next. Stone. I'm gonna get 5 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And blue's gonna get 1. Now steel. Blue's gonna get 3 steel. And yellow's gonna get 1. All right, and here at the end, red and yellow are gonna get a coin each. 1 and 1. All right, so it's this. We're good. All right, so now we're gonna go here. So blue's gonna get another dwarf. So they've recruited every single dwarf, so they'll get some points at the end of the game for that. And then here, yellow's gonna swap with me. No, it's gonna swap with blue, so that they go last when placing their turn stuff. Right. I'm gonna go get that token. So they're gonna give their 2 to blue, and blue's gonna give their 3 to yellow. All right, done. So let's collect their income. So income, yellow's gonna get a ton. So they're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna get 4 coins, but they're gonna have to pay 5. So I'm just gonna take a coin back and pay. Blue's gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, but they have to pay 4, so they're gonna net 0. And then I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and I have to pay 4, so I get nothing. Done. So we're done this phase. Now we're going to go to the phase 4, which is do your actions. All right, so I'm first player, and then after I do my move, I'll do the other 2 players' moves, and I'll come back for the final scoring. But let me do my turn. Okay, so let me activate stuff. So let me activate him. He's going to give me 1 of each resource. 1, 1, 1. I got a ton of resources. Now I'm going to activate him. And he's going to allow me to draw 3 cards and discard 1. So hopefully I'll get some stuff I can build. Maybe a keep. And there you go. I got a keep. Perfect. So I got to discard a card. So let me draw my token here. My hand. So what can I build? So I got only 2 steel. So I think I'm going to build the keep for sure. So I think I'm going to discard the library because it's kind of useless. And because I'm going to have no steel, I'm probably going to build a garden, see if I have enough to build this and this. Alright. That's all I have for on the board. Let me collect from my area here. So I'm gonna get 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. Let me get 3 gold. I'm gonna get us another steel. Actually, I do get another steel. Yeah, there. Oh, I did forget to put a guy here. Dope. Let me put back the coin for the guy that was supposed to be there and pay another coin to put the guy there. Whoops, sorry about that, my bad. So the guy that I had on the 1 coin space, I would have put it here instead. So that's why I'm going to take back the coin that he would have got me, and I'm going to give in the coin that I would have used to put him there. And I'll be nice, I'll give the extra coin to yellow because they would have won that majority. There you go, sorry about that. So that's going to give me a gnome. It's going to be very important for the majority at the end of the game. And I'm just going to put it right over here. Alright, and finally I'm going to activate him, and he's going to give me another worker. And blue pretty much has the majority in everything, so I think I'm just going to get my dwarves, so I have all my dwarves. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to tie for first, or I can tie for... You know what, I'm going to tie for... Yeah, I'm going to tie for first. So I'm going to get my dwarf here. Boom. Alright, there you go. Alright, so that's everything. Now I got to build. Alright, pretty simple. First thing I'm going to do is build my keep. I think, for sure. So 3, 3, 2. And there you go. I use my resources, I get to build my keep. So, this goes 2 tokens, remember, in the purple section. So now I put 2 tokens. And I think an obvious plan is to obviously put it on this side here, so that this slice I have 3 houses compared to their 2. Now, I can keep building. So I got, let's see, I got 4, 4, and 1. What can I do with 4, 4, and 1? You know what's funny? I could technically build a pub and a garden, because that's 5 and 5, not 4 and 4, but I have 2 trades I can do. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So watch this. This is what I'm going to do. Well, first I'm going to build a garden. Alright, so that's going to cost me 3 and 2. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to place one on the green. So which green spot should I put it on? So I'm already winning this section here. I can solidify my win here, or I can solidify my win there. I think I want to solidify it there because I don't want yellow to place 1 and then tie me. So I want to win this for sure. Boom. Alright. I could have also put it on this side maybe to gain an advantage, but unfortunately yellow had already placed it in the garden there, so it kind of blocked me. Alright. Next, I'm going to pay $1 to get a card. Remember, you can do that once per turn. So I'm going to pay $1 to get a pub. And then I'm going to build a pub. So now this takes 2 and 3. So I'm missing 1 of each, but I get 2 trades in a turn because I have a gnome here. It gives me +1 trade. So I'm going to trade $2. So 1 for a stone and 1 for a wood. And now I have enough to build this pub. Alright, which little pub icon do I want to put it on? So that's the blue buildings on the board. I could put some pressure on blue here, but I really think I want to put pressure on yellow as most as I can. I'm not going to bother this section here because I'm going to lose no matter what. This section here I'm probably going to win no matter what. I'm winning 3-0. This section here I'm winning 4-2. I'm probably going to win. I could put it here to pressure, so I'm going to win 1, 2, 3 hopefully, and maybe finish. I could try to put it here and finish second, but most likely they'll put their guys there and beat me. So you know what, I will put it in this pub right over here, just to solidify my 3 sections. That's going to be 15 points. All right, and there you go. I'm pretty much done. I really don't have anything else to do, so that's my turn. That's the game board state. I'm gonna flip over a card. Ooh, gatehouse. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the other 2 players' turn, and I'll come back just for the scoring. All right, there you go. I did everyone's turn. Let's do final scoring and figure out who the ultimate winner is. So let's do the area majority stuff first. So what I like to do is just pull out these pizza wedges, and we're gonna calculate. So let's go one at a time. So this slice here, blue is actually gonna win. Actually, we're tied. Sorry about that. Blue did build a keep. He drew at the top of the card and he got a keep. He built it there to tie me in this section. So we're each going to score 3 points. So this one's done. Now we're going to score this one. So blue's going to get 5 and yellow's going to get 3. We're going to go here. So red's going to get 5 and yellow's going to get 3. Alright, over here it's going to be a tie between blue and yellow, so they're going to get 3 points each. Now this one is going to be red 5 and blue 3. Whoa, tied. There you go. Alright, so that's it for area majority. We're good. Now we're going to calculate the final scoring, which is the people. So we did that part up here. By the way, we weren't playing 4 players or more, so we're not going to score the 3rd player marker here. So now we're going to do, alright, most elves, most dwarves, and most gnomes. So elves, let's give it a quick look. So if I look at the who has what left over, yellow's going to win that clear victory, 3. And second place is going to go to blue, actually. Now we're going to go to dwarves. And both red and blue are going to get 1 point because they each have all their dwarves. And lastly, gnomes. Red's going to get 3 for the most. They have 5. Everyone else has 4. So they're going to get 3. And just like that, that's how it ends because the other 2 have 4. And basically they drop down to 0 points. So there you go. That's red wins it by 1 point. Alright, so there you go. My thoughts coming up. If not, we'll see you in the next one. Alright, thoughts and review time for Belfort. So I'm not gonna lie, this is actually the first game I've ever purchased entering the hobby. My other friends had Carcassonne and all that stuff, and when I first decided to buy a game, this was actually the one that I researched. It looked good, looked like a great entry-level game. I bought it, and you know what, it's been on my shelf ever since. And that's why it'll always stay there, because it brings back great memories. Alright, that being said, was it good? Was it bad? Should I still keep it? Well, let's go through some of the stuff, right? First thing, let's talk about components, the art, aesthetics, and all that. Phenomenal. I think this might have been like the best looking game for a long time, right? Everything's vibrant, everything looks great, and nowadays everything has this level of production. But back in 2011, yeah, what was this, 2010 maybe, that I bought this game? Nothing looked like this. This was like a breath of fresh air. You got the nice cutesy artwork and everything's super clear. The components are fantastic. Sure, some of these are just houses, but the cards are amazing quality. The components are great. They're actually not just cubes, they're actually the pieces. You have 5 different colors in the box. Everything's thick cardboard. You got your own player boards. Everything's great. There's nothing wrong with the aesthetics or the pieces or the components. I have a few chipped pieces, but you know, that's gonna happen after 10 years. But everything looks great. Let's talk about the game length. This is where it's gonna get a bit of a ding. It's a bit too long for what it is, to be honest. I mean, back in the day, it was great, but you know what, for now, for an hour and a half game, this game is kind of too simple. It's a bit on the simple side. Worker placement games have gone the extra mile at this point, 10 years later, and even something like Lords of Waterdeep with the expansions has more meat and a lot more in the game than this one does. Yeah, so the game length's a tad on the long end, especially if you're playing it the first time. It's gonna maybe take you 2 hours. You can drop that down after playing it 3-4 times to like an hour 15, an hour 20, depending the player count, which is still great. But because this game is kind of on the light side and you're just doing worker placement on like, let's say 10 different places on the whole board, it's a bit on the light side, right? What else? Let's talk about player interaction. I mean, there's not much. It's just regular worker placement. The interaction is mostly with the whole area majority stuff here and on the resources. What I would say is that it's great at 4 and 5 players. So there's a ton of interaction. Everyone's fighting. Everyone's getting majorities here, getting majorities here. The lower player count you are in this game, the worse it is. I've played this game once at 2. Never again. All right, that was horrible. Does it even play at 2? I don't even know. Yeah, it does. It says it on the box. So 2, never. 3, like I showed, is tolerable. I played at 5. It's amazing. Everyone's fighting on this board. It's amazing. You're getting almost never any bonuses up here unless you put in 5 guys, because that's the only way you're going to get a majority. It's fantastic. Everyone's fighting because there's so many buildings being built. At a certain point, some of the buildings are all built except for one location, so you don't really even have a choice of where you have to place it. Plus, you'll get those extra bonus points for being in third that you don't get in a 3-player game. You get more spots opening up. You get more turn order action going. It's great at 5. It's great at 4 as well. At 3, it's tolerable. At 2, don't ever play this at 2. It's garbage. All right. What else? Yeah, so yeah, it's great. Let's just talk about strategy a bit. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that the game is a bit broken. Without the expansion, usually whoever gets all their workers is gonna win the game. It's just a built-in strategy, just like most early adopted worker placement games that have come out like 10 years ago. There was that built-in strategy like Stone Age or whatever. You just get a ton of workers, you get more actions later on, you're gonna win the game. I mean, even Agricola, get your workers, you're gonna win the game. I know that's part of this game. You just have to, you know, explain it when you're explaining the game. That's part of the game. So get your workers, get more resources, build your buildings, get more area majority, win the game. Essentially the steps you have to follow. Although surprisingly, in a 3-player game, yellow had like 4 or 5 less workers than everyone else. Actually, 3 workers less than everyone else. Well, 3 missing. Red was missing. Okay, so 2 overall less than red, and still finished only 1 point behind, which is pretty good. Yeah, so for strategy, I mean, yes, you are going to get workers. Yes, you are going to build your buildings. Get a combo with your buildings. Get your buildings to help you build other buildings, and then you're going to score area majority. So it's a bit light on the strategy. It's very simple. What I do love, let's talk about mechanics now. What I do love in this game is that there's the whole 2 phases, right? There's a phase where you just place your stuff, and then you have a phase where you're actually going to pull everything else and build it. So that's pretty unique. There's not many games on the market that do it that way, and it's pretty cool. That's probably one of the only reasons I'm actually going to keep the game in my collection, even though it's quite nostalgic. I think that mechanic's pretty good. Another reason is because the expansion to this game is really good. All right, so let's just talk about score. Without the expansion, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 6. I think it's a little too light. I mean, if I'm going to show somebody a game this light, I might just go to Lords of Waterdeep. It's easier to understand, and it's pretty just as light. So I'm going to review the expansion next, and it boosts this game up tremendously, and I'm going to get to it soon. So thanks for watching. Click on the link below for my other videos. If you want to see the rules for this game, if you didn't watch it, click on the link below. If not, we'll see you in the next one. Later.